Hello students. So in the last class I have shown you the pictures who actually helped Nelson Mandela to achieve the success. So I am continuing further, page number 21. It is from these comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage. Time and again, I have seen men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. See, for a single idea that I need liberation. Men and women were ready to die, to give their life. So it was very important for Nelson Mandela to understand that what is the meaning of and how important that idea is. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. Let me underline this particular because it's very important. It is very important that here, listen. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. See, every man, woman, anyone, they have instinct of fear inside their heart. But if they overcome that fear, then that is considered as courage. If you will say that yes, I have no fear, not any type of fear, then it is hard to believe. हर कोई किसी न किसी चीज़ से डरता है, definitely. But it's natural. It's a natural instinct of a human being to fear. But if you have captured that emotion, then that is known as courage. According to Nelson Mandela, see, everyone has his own philosophy. Okay, nothing is true. See, literature is not very scientific subject that where 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. In Nelson Mandela's view, courage is absence of fear. No, not absence of fear, rather triumph over it. Someone's else philosophy would have been different. So remember, this is very philosophical subject, English literature, or not only literature, but this is his philosophy. One's philosophy may differ from him. So you cannot say that no, madam, Nelson Mandela has said it means absence of. You may quote him, but it is completely his philosophy. So according to him, what he says that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but who conquers that fear. So he has given the definition of brave man like this. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religion. People must learn to hate. See, again he has mentioned the same thing, that people must learn to hate. No one is born to hate anyone. If you will ask a child that who is your enemy, very small child, he or she doesn't have feeling of hatred. For them, everyone is their friend, good, everything is good. Even they love to pick up the small insects roaming. They don't have any type of emotion. So he says that no one is born. People must learn to hate. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to human heart than its opposite. It is his philosophy. He says here that no one have these emotions by birth. Rather, we create. We have no idea that yes, this particular country is our enemy. If you will ask a 6-month-old baby or a 1-year-old baby that this person is an enemy or is a friend, for him everyone is equal, no emotion such. So we rather feel that type of emotion. If in a family everyone will speak negative about a particular country, ABC, whatever it is, then definitely that child will have the same emotion. It means it was not childhood or it was not by birth, rather we have inculcated that emotion in that baby or whatever you say person. So he said that if we can create hatred in someone's heart, then definitely it is possible to create love. He is just giving his philosophy that if we are ready, if we can create hatred in someone's heart, then definitely we can create love for someone. So it means that we have option to create love in someone's heart, and love will come more naturally. Okay, so he said that man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Very highly positive. He said that it's a flame that is always present in human heart. We only need to mention that. Before this, see, remember this, it's very important. Okay, in life, every man has twin obligation. Remember this, it's very important. Obligation to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children, and he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. Now when he says family, then parents, wife, children, they all come under that. And when he says his country, then definitely people, they all come under that. Okay, so it is very important, you need to learn it, that he has two type of obligation towards family first, and second, country. Every man has two obligations, first one family and second one is country. Okay, each man is able to fulfill these obligations according to his own inclination and abilities. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of these obligations. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. Means these were the punishment will be given to him if he'll ever try to follow his duty or fulfill his obligation towards his country. Means actually that was a colony by Britishers. So if they think that yes, they are talking of liberation, they are talking of freedom, then they are forced to live away from their families and all those inhuman activities. Remember, inhuman activities that was done by Britishers, it has been mentioned over here. I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligation as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. See, I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. Free in every way that I could know. Free to run in the fields near my mother's hut. Free to swim in the clear stream that ran through my village. Free to roast meals under the star and ride the broad backs of slow-moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the custom of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. See, when he was a child, he thought that yes, I have the full freedom, I can move anywhere. But when he grew up, he understood that his boyhood freedom was an illusion. Actually, he is not free, because when he became a young person, then he realized that he is completely in clutch with a system. He cannot move outside. People will punish him. There are certain rules of living in society. You are abide to follow the rules. If you will not do so, then you are not allowed to live in that society. So if and now imagine if that society is colonized by some other country, then how difficult it would have been for them. When I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. When it actually started tempting him, what started tempting him? It was freedom. It began to hunger. I began to hunger for it. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom for only for myself. The transitory freedom for being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I chose. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic and honorable freedom of achieving my potential, of earning my keeping, of marriage, marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. I curtailed but the freedom of everyone who looked like I did. That is when I joined the African National Congress. See, when he became young, he decided and he saw that he is completely in clutch of all these rules and regulations. Then freedom tempted him a lot. He became hungry of freedom. And to fulfill this, what he did, he joined African National Congress. Sometimes when I read these things that one is hungry of freedom, that's why he joined any party. So it seems very absurd to me imagining this, that nowadays people are joining party just to gain power. Chacha Vidhayak hai hamare, that's why I have the complete power to roam anywhere in the country, in any gully, to abide any rule. But just remember, just imagine the high morale. The person has said that he wanted freedom for the men, that's why he has joined the party. And nowadays, why people want to join party? Because they want to build a big house. And out of the money, they'll big house, they'll buy a lot of property, they'll name road over his own name, and so on. So he joined African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became greater, for the freedom of my people. It was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self-respect. Now see, what was actually needed? Bread, and it was not a matter of bread and butter only. They were not actually very much. They wanted to live their lives with dignity and self-respect. Apart from bread and butter, what was missing in their life was living their own life with dignity and self-respect. That animated my life, that transformed a frightening young man into a bold one. So in childhood he was a very frightened one, and later on he became bold one. That drove a law-abiding attorney to become a criminal. That turned a family-loving husband into a man without a home. That forced a life-loving man to live like a monk. It's monk. I am no more virtuous or self-sacrificing than the next man. But I found that I could not even enjoy the poor, the limited freedoms I was allowed when I knew my people were not free. Freedom is indivisible. The chain of any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. See, if people were not free, then definitely I am not free. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely the oppressed. Remember, it is very important. See, if you think that I have kept someone in prison, it means the person whom I have kept in prison is imprisoned and I am free, then according to Nelson Mandela, this is not freedom. He says that both persons are imprisoned. First, who has been kept in prison, and second, who has kept the second one in prison. Listen, अकॉर्डिंग टू नेल्सन मंडेला ये कहते हैं कि वो व्यक्ति जो कि इम्प्रिजन किया गया है, सिर्फ वही बंधक नहीं है, बल्कि जिसने किसी को बंदी बनाया है वो भी बंधक है. कैसे? अब देखिए, आप अगर एक किसी व्यक्ति विशेष को बांध के रखते हैं, इम्प्रिजन करके रखते हैं, बंद करके रखते हैं, तो आप उसे कैसे बंद करके रख रहे हैं? फिजिकली चेन कर दिए, उसको मना कर दिए, रोक दिए, एक जगह फिक्स कर दिया, वो बाहर नहीं जा सकता. तो फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज से कहीं ना कहीं वो बंधक है. ठीक है, कहीं ना कहीं क्या डेफिनेटली बंधक है. बट अब सेकेंड ये कह रहे हैं कि जिसने बंदी बनाया है वो भी बंधक है, वो भी अपने आप में कैद है. तो ये फिलॉसफी है कैसे कैद है? क्योंकि उसके दिमाग में, ये उसके दिमाग का बंधन है जो उसको उससे ज़्यादा सोचने नहीं दे रहा। उसके दिमाग में बस वही है कि उसको कैसे कैद करना है, उसको कैसे परेशान करना है, उसको कैसे तंग करना है। तो वो अपने थॉट्स में कहीं ना कहीं इम्प्रेजेंट है। इसलिए वो बार बार यहाँ पे कहते हैं, आई न्यू दैट द ऑप्रेसर must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. जो दूसरे को परेशान करता है, बंद करता है, वो भी बंधक है किस चीज़ का? नफरत का। He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness. वो उसकी छोटी सोच का, वो जो उसका छोटा सोच है, नैरो माइंडेडनेस है, प्रेजुडिस है, पहले से जो ग्रजेस कैरी कर रहा है, तो ही इज इनसर्कल्ड इन दैट ओनली. दैट्स व्हाई ही इज ऑल्सो अ प्रिजनर. We may say that yes, he is eating, he is very free, but mentally he is also a prisoner. Just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is taken from me, the oppressed of the oppressors alike are robbed of their humanity. It's very important that not only I am imprisoned, but those who have oppressed me, they are also imprisoned, and they are imprisoned because of humanity. So it's a very small excerpt taken from his personal Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom. I have perhaps I'm able to deal the chapter properly in next class, because it is going to come in your exam. That's why I have discussed it. In next class I want to discuss the question answers or NCERT solutions along with grammar. So if you have any problem, you can text me. That's all for today's class. Thank you.